Good morning, everyone. I feel like I have to stand. I didn't wear my heels. Oops. Wow, that was quick. Good morning, everyone. We still have a bunch of people I know funneling in. I saw the table of badges over there. So I wanted to welcome you to, I think this is our third annual Digital Health Summer Summit. We've been doing it for the past couple years in San Diego, and this year, I think maybe partially selfishly because I live in San Francisco, we're doing it here. But we also thought this is an amazing city that brings a wonderful energy around digital health, innovation, healthcare, technology, and we're really excited. To bring it here, and I'm just digging the venue, so I'm very excited. A couple notes about the day. We planned this summit differently than we've planned the last ones, and we've divided it into 4 different sections. That's me. Oh, okay. I'm going to jump ahead and then I'll jump back. So on the first day, we're going to cover 3 of them. We've divided into where innovation begins. It's called Innovations from Scratch. And this covers, obviously, a lot. Like, we could honestly spend, a week on these things. But where do we begin? A lot of you are younger entrepreneurs. A lot of you are trying to understand the bigger picture. And so we want to understand funding, and not just funding like what are the different funding mechanisms out there like venture capital, but what are the trends in funding? Where are people investing most? We're also looking at how regulation fits in. Really important discussion. We had incredible boot camps yesterday where there was a fantastic debate around why regulation. That one will be extremely, that session will be great. And also, what are the product roadmaps? So when we start looking at different business models and things like that, how do we plan these things out? So when you're a CEO and there's so many different things on your plate, there's different strategies involved. So we're going to look into that. Then we have this awesome treat for you. We all hope for the best when we create new companies. I used to be in the film business. We all hoped that every single movie would be a huge blockbuster, but they aren't. And so we've invited 3 incredible CEOs that had failed ventures. And or I don't like to call them, they close shop. And so we've invited them for an incredible, candid discussion about maybe things that they missed, lessons learned. I think that's going to be an extremely special treat. Part 2 is building killer partnerships. And this was really important to me to put together because I keep finding that the alliances that are created are pretty profound. We had some incredible ones between a sensor company and a cosmetics company this year at CES. And so in healthcare. So that's exciting to me to understand what possibilities are out there. Are we looking at things that are sort of in the box? Are we looking outside the box? And how are we developing our relationships, not only to build our business, but to maybe expand our reach? So I think there's different things, or they might even provide new technologies, things like that. So we've brought together 3, I think, killer partnerships on many different levels to share with you their insights. And I've been fortunate to be on the prep calls for these, and I think you're gonna dig them. So the last part of today is winning strategies declassified. This is exactly what it sounds like. We're going to start with what's called Countdown to Launch. And Countdown to Launch is all the things that are required. Interestingly enough, it's also a partnership between Mayo and Better. And I think, what were the elements that, and they just this year launched. Obviously, Mayo's been in business for a long time, but here we have a startup and a much more larger group that came together. What were the elements? What were the strategies that they used to launch this product? Everything from marketing and PR to the development and the challenges around the development of the product. So next we kind of dive into, I was calling it the art of the medical deal. And the art of the medical deal is we brought together some incredible heads of innovation from 2 different healthcare systems to really talk about how they not only are innovating from within, but they are working with outside innovation teams, we'll just call them, but outside companies, et cetera, maybe bringing them in, developing, how are they making deals? There's different ways that they all look at them. Some of them are potentially just acquiring product. More often than none, they're not, and they're developing from within or adapting from within because they have specific needs for their systems. So this is big. This to me is a big question. If I were developing a product, I would want to understand how are the healthcare systems, who's buying, who's doing this, how are we gonna distribute this stuff? So I think that will be a great conversation. We're also looking into have an incredible discussion on employer program platforms, and I know that everyone's like, corporate wellness, blah, 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 but the reality is that talk about reaching a wider market, a very wide market when you are able to, like, get your products and or programs to such a wide array of people. It's actually an incredible way to, we'll call it distribute, digital health. And we're going to close out the day on a talk on how technology is reforming the doctor-patient relationship. So we're going to look at how entrepreneurs are delivering these new solutions, what the market holds, and I think it'll be a great segue into the party, most importantly, and secondly, later tonight, and then to tomorrow where we start really looking into trendy opportunities. So we'll talk more about trendy opportunities tomorrow. So I'm going to stop there for now and bring us back to the slides. I did it backwards, my bad. So I really, we work really hard to put this together, but more importantly, we have incredible support. And I know, you hear this at every conference, but we really can't do this without the support of our sponsors. And one of the things that we really try to do is make sure that the conversation stays up here and the demonstration, they have opportunity to share with you their innovations, their products on a one-on-one basis. So, Expo area, please take time to visit them. There's some great, you never know what's going to happen, right? You never know if they're going to know someone. Whether or not you're going to acquire that product is beside the point. Create the relationships. This is not CES. We don't have gigantic booths, so this is a really nice chance to have intimate conversation with these innovators.